Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Good afternoon, Jeffrey Combs. Good to be here with you on Tuesday Facebook Live. I have an exceptional Facebook Live for you today as I breathe, release, and let go. No longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. If you're joining me here on Facebook Live, it is my privilege and honor to be here with you as today's topic is a very unique topic, handling adversity in power. So good to have you here with me. So when you encounter adverse situations, you learn to address them by living in the solution. And when you live in the solution, it means you're looking for the outcome that's going to be the most favorable for you. It might not be the best. If you're negotiating real estate and someone comes in on a low offer, you want to be able to live in that solution of that and see what you can do to bring that back up to your offer. And it's the power to negotiate is one component of living in the solution. And then there's all the other factors that you learn to address as you address the problem. And if you look at today's world, what's going on in today's world, there are people who are facing extreme adversity in the southeast states of the United States. My heart goes out to them. And I mean, that's the ultimate adverse situation. I mean, your home's underwater, you're flooded, your insurance might not cover it. I mean, what do? I mean, you do your best to be your best in adverse situations, and you adapt and adjust to whatever you have to do by any means necessary. I mean, I have been at rock bottom before. I've been destitute, $100,000 in credit card debt, no money coming in for 2 years. I've faced adverse situations. I've faced adverse situations as an addict. It was a different experience because I was creating it on command, just like over and over and over. As an entrepreneur, I faced adverse situations where I had no money left. I had no leads. I've been in multiple situations, living in little apartments, having beat up cars, feeling embarrassed to even let anyone see the car while I'm trying to sell the dream. I mean, I've faced the adverse situations, and it's important that we, as business owners, as sales professionals, we sell real estate, we sell insurance, direct sales, we sell the dream, we sell coaching, we're influencers, affluencers, and we're out selling the dream to people, even though we're facing the adverse situations. And our objective is to be able to provide a solution for people. We're providing products, services, benefits, and features that our customers and clients are going to receive a benefit from. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by all of it, this is where you have to take a deep breath, accept where you are, breathe, release, and let go, and face adversity in a relaxed body. Now, that relaxed body that you teach yourself doesn't have to be perfect, because your lower self, your ego, is going to relapse into doubt frequently. Accept that as you're going through this process. This requires years of discipline, practice, recovery, sobriety, and then being honest with yourself about the situation, because you are human and your body will relapse back into familiar feelings. I want to say hello to everyone who's calling or is watching here today. Colleen, so good to see you here this afternoon. Scott, Lucas, Jared, Aaron, Casey, I believe I saw Josh and Alexis. I'm so honored that Josh and Yuritsa are endorsing me to their team. So thank you very much for being here. And so today's topic, if you're just watching, is how do you handle adversity in power? And so that means that you're handling adversity in your highest power, in your highest consciousness. And when you crumble into adversity, then you're down in apathy and grief, the lowest levels of energy you can be in. In adverse situations, it's important that you look at the whole package. You see what's going on, you see the entire picture, and you don't take it personal, because your objective is to live in the solution. What is the ideal situation that I can create with what I have right now? And it takes courage, intestinal fortitude. It takes the willingness to accept the situation for what it is. How many of you have sold products and services and benefits and features, and then someone changed their mind and you were counting on that commission? Or you sold a house and you were counting on that house selling, and the bottom fell out of it at the last second. I mean, or you got a chargeback or a refund or a situation such as this, which led right to apathy, grief, frustration, disappointment, and then the ego thinks about throwing in the towel, getting a real job, waiting tables, bussing tables, bartending, getting a real job for $40,000, the 40,000 club, 40,000, 40 hours for a $40 Timex. Well, that is not the solution. That is buying into the problem. The solution is the intestinal fortitude, the courage to face adversity in higher consciousness, in spite or despite these circumstances. And this is what I did a Facebook Live last night, so if you want to go back and watch it, it's a statement I've used for years, and it says, big-time players show up in big-time games. So if you're a big-time player, that means that you're a big-time producer. And the term out-produce my problems, well, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take you to outproduce your problems. And to outproduce your problems, you have to break it down to one day at a time. Not, oh my God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay my rent at the end of the month? You're going to pay your rent at the end of the month by living in the solution and doing whatever is required of you to do today. And that means, number one, let go of procrastination. And procrastination means stop avoiding the problem. Handle adversity in power, not force, not in anxiety, not in fear, not in doubt. Face the challenge. And if you got caught in a lie, own the lie. If you require to make an amends, make the amends. If you require to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. If you require to forgive yourself, forgive yourself. If you relapsed last night, don't criticize yourself. Live in the solution today. Have a day of sobriety and a day of productivity. If you had a bad month last month, dwelling on it is not the solution, that's the problem. Focus on what you can create right now. Today is October 1st. Focus on what you can accomplish today. Here's what you can be and do today. You can be sober today. You can go the entire day without criticizing yourself. That would be one day of sobriety. You can be as productive as you possibly can. And if you didn't have a results-oriented day, you can strategize for tomorrow. So you can plan and then execute. A major component of the solution is planning and execution. Now, what many people do is they plan to plan and they keep planning the plan, and they're looking over the plan and they're rewriting their plan, getting ready to get ready. That is the problem. The solution is to let go of anxiety, fear, and doubt. Focus on the solution and produce results in a relaxed body. That is going to require concentration. That's going to require focus. That's going to require breathing, releasing, and letting go. That's going to require letting go of distractions, like the phone is ringing in the background, but my eyes aren't over there. I'm right here, right now. And that's what the solution is to be able to focus on the solution right now, eliminate as many shiny objects, distractions, and other situations that will take you out of your focus. So if you're anxious, your ego will take you to the refrigerator. If you're anxious, your ego will take you to the scroll hole. If you're anxious, your ego will take you to happy hour. If you're anxious, your ego will take you to where you can use your credit card or your debit card for a shiny object, because your ego wants some instant gratification. That is the problem. The solution is to be able to accept these feelings of whatever you're feeling. Accept them, observe them, breathe into them, release them, and let them go. So if you're having performance anxiety, that's the problem. The solution is to let go of the feelings you have about not being good enough, not being adequate, not being old enough, not being wise enough, not having the education, the medication, the pontification, the levitation, all these other stories that the ego loves to create to fulfill disappointment. That is the commonality that most of the world lives in. You are unique. Say it, I'm unique. I'm unique in the fact that I have the courage to live in the solution. And as you begin to write that down, I started writing it down back in the 90s, live in the solution. I adopted that from an inspirational speaker that I saw speak, and it really hit me that day. I really connected with that. Live in the solution. I'd never heard that, because most of my life I would create problems, live in the problem, and then because I was a charming addict, I would figure out ways to talk my way out of the problem or create another problem to avoid that problem and just compound the problem. I was a problem creator. I would create my own problems, and then I would find ways to unethically slip out of the system. And I was connected to beating the system. Well, eventually my number got punched and that ran out. I got arrested for drugs, multiple DUIs, multiple public intoxications that led to jail time. And that was the problem. But jail time didn't give me the solution. What I did is just romance. The minute I'm out of jail, I'm going to be drinking again. And that's what I did for another 14 months. I went right back to the problem. But I learned that my solution was to stop drinking, because my problems began to go away when I started to address being an addict. And as I stepped into recovery, it was a miracle. God had a plan for me, and it wasn't to die an addict. I was a month away from dying as a chronic alcoholic, encephalitis. I had contracted what is called delirium tremens. My body was convulsing because I was so addicted to alcohol. At a very young age of 31, my blood sugar was off the charts, and I was barely alive. I weighed 114 pounds. Now, that solution was called rock bottom, and that is not the answer today. I do not suggest you hit rock bottom. I suggest that you address where you are right now and live in the solution. Look at the situation right now. Right now, you have 90 days left in this year and a little bit of change. It might be 91 days left this year, 91, 92 days left for 2024. And if you look around, there are so many problems in the world right now. There's an election. People are homeless in many places. There's floods everywhere. Today there's a strike in the ports. I mean, oh my God, the ports of entry for the East Coast seaboard is on strike. I mean, that's the problem. Are you going to dwell on that? I'm not. I'm going to focus on the solution, because people are just absolutely facing challenges all over, and I'm going to focus on the solution. I'm going to do my best to be my best and give my customers, clients, their best service and their best value. I'm going to do my best to be my best, to be able to live in my highest consciousness. I'm going to do my best to be my best, to let go of my anxiety, fear, and doubt. I bought into the problem for a while today. I had a headache. I follow the content deep down the rabbit hole, and what I was seeing with Blue Beam technology and HARP technology and multiple situations that I've been studying for 20 years plus, I overwhelmed myself, but quickly after that relapse, got right back into the solution. And the more that you focus on the solution and the less you focus on the problem, the higher the probability that you will create results for yourself, your team, your customers, your clients, through your service, your value, your ability to deliver the benefits, the features of whatever it is you're selling. And then there's your leadership, your mentorship. You can actually have impacts on customers' decisions because of your emotional attitude. You can have an impact on your teammates by your attitude, by your ability to be highly conscious. You can actually assist people to their recovery, to their sobriety, to their consciousness by the books you read, the content you listen to, and then the role model that you become. You can have an impact on your own subconscious by understanding the trauma you hold on to, by being rigorously honest, by being in the moment. If you find yourself lying to cover up for your own inadequacies, today is a really good day to be honest with yourself. Step out of denial, admit your shortcomings to yourself and God, surrender through the power of recovery. Surrender to God and let go of the stories you tell yourself about not being good enough. That's the number one lie you tell yourself, that I am not good enough. And as you separate your feelings from the events that shape them, you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. It can be a very liberating experience for you to breathe, release, and let go. You deserve to let go. My name is Jeffery Combs. I'm the president and founder of Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Diane, so good to see you this afternoon. Valerie, good to see you. I want to thank all of you who are here with me this afternoon who have followed me virtually for years. Diane has followed me for years. Josh, 10 years. Thank you so much for being here. So I saw Scott Lucas here this afternoon. If you just came on here this afternoon, the topic is handling adversity and power. Before I let you go, that power stands alone. It requires no outside influence. Force requires conflict, an enemy, a counterforce, and force is a duality. So if you're forcing yourself to live in the solution, you're not going to get a favorable result. That's the power of surrender, the power of letting go, the power of releasing, breathing, releasing, and letting go. Step into your power today, the rest of this day. Have a day of production while living in the solution. Jeffery Combs, President and Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Have a great afternoon.